What's going on, everybody? It's Chris from Profoto, and apparently we were coming in too hot, and the internet service decided it couldn't handle it. So what?
I'm gonna blame it on the Phillies.
You're blaming it on the Phillies? It was definitely the Philadelphia Phillies. So thanks for hanging with us for a couple of seconds while we, told Comcast to chill out and give us our internet back. Anyway. We're back. We're talking about OCF versus OCF Magnum. The photo that you saw on the card shot is an homage for us getting so amped on the day because it's opening day for Major League Baseball. And if you're into that sort of thing like we are, we're excited. So what we're doing today, though, is we're talking about the Magnum reflector and the OCF Magnum reflector. We're going to talk about the ins and outs of it. We're going to talk about why you choose one over the other. And we're going to talk about just everything we do, and then I'm going to show you how I made the photograph that we used for the card shot today. Really, really simple, really clean, and it's a lot of fun. So here they are in all their glory. I know that if you caught the crash version a while ago before we reset the internet, we kind of already talked about this, but this is going to be its own video.
Mic is super hot.
Mic is super hot. Here. Let's do something.
We lost our limiter.
We lost our limiter on the reset, party peeps. So let's get that back. Limit, bot, we're good. It shouldn't be too super hot now.
We are on fire today.
We're literally on fire. Things are going awesome. So cool. We're just gonna make sure we pull back just a skosh. Hopefully that's a little bit better, everybody. Cool, we good? We good?
I think we're good.
Sick. Cool, we're limited. Should be pretty good. I'm really excited about baseball season, so it could just be me talking way too loud. But we're good here on the pack. You're good there over there. I didn't plug into it. All right, cool, we're back. Anyway, so we're gonna be breaking down these two reflectors, the OG original Magnum reflector and the OCF reflector, the pros and cons of both, and just having fun with it. I'm gonna show you once again how I made the image that we made for the card shot today. It's really easy, very clean shot, and we'll talk a little bit about why we have our light placement that way, just so you can also understand the thought process behind taking that photo. So let's talk about this in the first and foremost. So these fall into something that we call our hard reflectors. So they are made out of metal. They have this innate ability that we designed back when we first started doing light shaping tools to zoom. So you can put a Magnum reflector onto the front of your flash like this, and you have the ability to zoom it forward and backwards on the flash head. That's what these numbers on the side are, the zoom scale. And those numbers correspond with a certain beam pattern depending on the reflector you're using. The OCF Magnum reflector has a beam spread of about 40 to 80 degrees. So right about here, you're gonna be seeing about 40 degrees. And as you zoom it back, start getting about 80 degrees. And so what we should also do is show you with the modeling lamp on how efficient the reflector can be as you zoom it. I know I'm pointing it right at you. I just want you to be able to see the reflector. So as we start to zoom it forward, you can see it start to consume more of the reflector and actually, you know what we can do? Let's do this. Hopefully it won't flicker on us while we're doing this. It's gonna flicker a little bit, but you'll still be able to see it. So the cool thing about it is as you zoom forward, you start to utilize a lot more of that reflector, and it gets incredibly efficient. So you're starting to use all the reflector, all those facets, and it takes all that light and it just jams it right forward at you. And as you start to zoom it, it starts to utilize different parts of the reflector, and the light bounces around in here in different ways, and it spreads the beam. So when you're using most of the reflector, you're about 40 degrees on your beam spread. And as you start to zoom back, you're about 80 degrees right there. So just utilizing different parts of the reflector, it's bouncing around. You're not as efficient here. Obviously, you can see inside the reflector, it doesn't have as much coverage actually hitting the metal. It's giving you more spread, but it's not giving you the efficiency. It's still very efficient, but once you actually go up here to your 40 degree setting, sorry, I'm looking over here so I can see where it's falling because I'm not looking at it forward. There we go. Perfect. So when you're setting about right here where it's using all the reflector, this is where you're gonna get it's right at 2 stops more light output. So this 500 watt B1X or a 500 watt B10 Plus is going to give you effectively 2,000 watts of light output at this setting right here, which is cool. And this is how we have it set for the photo that we did today. And that's one because we're going to back the light up a whole bunch. We'll talk about that whenever we go to take the photo. But this is just showing you this. And what we could do actually is we can crank this modeling lamp back up, and I can actually show the coverage on the background. So I'm going to kill my main lights right here, just so we can kind of see it a little bit. We're on the wide shot, Kate.
So, me to go tight?
No, wide shot's good.
Okay.
So you can see here's your 40-degree beam spread, and as you start to zoom it back, you can get a lot more coverage. It also knocks down that really big highlight that you were getting right there at the 40. So the cool thing about the 40-degree is it's really punchy. It looks really, really nice. This is still very punchy, but it's way smoother, as you can see on the background. So once again, zoom back to 40. So you can see that hot spot really starts to show up right there. So you're getting, and it's the cool thing about it is it's still a nice, beautiful round shape. And the taper, if you look, the taper is really, really nice. So it falls off nice and gradual. You can actually still see the difference in illumination between my hand. It falls off pretty good. What's up? Are we good?
Yeah, that's good. I'm just
Cool. Oh, gotcha. So you can kind of see this. So it's not, the fall off isn't too fast, which is nice. So you're still getting some decent coverage, but you can really, really spot the light out. And once again, at this setting, actually I can spot it a little bit more. At this setting, you're at full efficiency of the reflector itself. So that's where you're getting your up to 2 stops more light output. So really, really awesome. So now let's put on the original zoom reflector, since we're already talking about the zoom spreads. So before we dive way too deep into that, I know I'm gonna step back here so I'm in the light a little bit more. So the main difference between the OCF reflector and the original Magnum reflector is this was designed to be used with the original lights, pro heads, things with exposed flash tubes like the old compact 600s, 300s, stuff like that. So something with a dome. So their maximum efficiency is going to be inside of something that has a protruding dome, like this B1X right here that has the dome attachment on the outside. It's not quite as efficient as having the flash tube exposed as well, but it still gets the light out and throws it a little more efficiently at 180 degrees than the flat front does. But that's not to say that the flat front doesn't work on this. So it does a fine job. It's not going to give you the zoom scale ratings that you're going to see right here on top of the Magnum reflector, which this one is 35 to 50 degrees on the zoom, whereas your OCF Magnum is 40 to 80. So you have more zoom ability with the OCF Magnum. It's made for flat front lights. So the way that the facets are designed, whereas this looks like tons of little, like thousands of little dimples, this is made to gather all the light from a little more exposed flash tube, something that can actually get hit from the sides with the same amount of light that's coming forward. And that way it gobbles all that light up and it broadcasts it out. Whereas the square facets that I'll show you here in a few minutes with the OCF Zoom or the OCF Zoom and Magnum reflector, they're made to gobble up all the light from a flat front light and use those facets to take that light and project it forward. Once again, that's not to say that you can't use this on a flat front light. It does fine. It's just not as efficient as you would expect. So let's put it on background, and then I'll also turn it towards you so you can also see how it uses the light. So let's go here. The collar on, see if you can see it right here. The collar difference between the OCF and the original Magnum. The original Magnum has a much longer collar, so you're not going to be able to utilize as much of the throat of the flash as you can with the OCF. But you can see here, still a nice little spot. You can see it starts to vignette over there on the edge as I move it. Let me see if I can point this up just a touch more. There we go. So you can see, even zoomed all the way out kind of at the 4 level, we start to get some sort of a vignette right here. You can see a little bit more of how the light falls, but you can zoom it. The main thing that you're going to notice with the flat front with this reflector is the hot spot dissipates. It doesn't dissipate as much. So it definitely doesn't smooth out. So if you know, like if you're a B10 user and you can't change out your flash head for the dome, you should get the OCF Magnum reflector. Way more zoom options, nice, a much more compact size, honestly, especially if you're moving and grooving out in the world, you do a lot of on location stuff. That's where your OCF zoom is really going to shine. This right here is still going to give you a hotspot. It's still very efficient, and this is the part where I'm going to turn it and face it towards you so you can see how it's utilizing this reflector. So here we are zoomed all the way out, and you can see it's doing a really good job of utilizing the reflector space. It just doesn't hit the facets the same way that an exposed dome does. And as we start to zoom it out and you start to use more, you can see how that changes, how it's utilizing the reflector. It's kind of awesome to see it like this. And this also starts to explain why you still see the hotspot. The hotspot does dissipate a little bit right there. I'm trying to point it right at you. There we go. Let me just lock this into place so it doesn't wiggle. There we go. Cool. So you can see my camera's trying to grab focus. Let me get some more light this way so hopefully it doesn't get so angry and we can actually see this. Yay, nay? Are you happy with me yet, camera?
No.
Cool. Let me give you a second. Hi there. Are we autofocusing?
There we go.
We're back.
Aha.
Cool. Just looking for my eyeballs. So zoom back right here. You start to move forward. You're going to see it start to utilize a little bit more right there. You can see that inner piece right there start to highlight itself. But then once you start to push past it, it opens back up again. Hence the fact that we still had a hot spot in the middle. It smoothed the touch in the middle, but we still had a hot spot. So if I take the same thing, let's just put the reflector on the dome and we can see if and how much it changes with a domed B1. Also, I hung my lights up on the wall. Way easier to go and grab stuff that I already have set up than like rifling through a whole bunch of stuff. So let's go modeling lamp on. Let's drop that down to 5. So you can see here with the dome, see how much more the dome utilizes it. That's the difference between using this thing with a flat front. And then once you get further out, it does the same thing where it spots back out again, right? But look how much more of the color that it's utilizing. Ton more. You start to zoom back to the middle, look at that whole reflector. So these are some of the places when you talk about like exposed domes and flash tubes and stuff like this is where these things shine. So if you know you love, and we're gonna talk some more about this reflector, but if you already have one of these and you're a B1 or a B1X or a D1 or a D2 user, get this little dome. You know, a lot of people will say, oh, it doesn't matter because the flash tube isn't in the dome, but you just saw it. I just showed you the difference between having this dome on there and not. And it really does do a great job of spreading the light a little more even. Would it be nice to put the flash tube out there to be 100% efficient like a Pro head would be? Cool, yeah, sure. But this does a fantastic job just in and of itself. So don't sleep on the dome. The dome is what's up. So, and once again, if you know what, I'll show you this too. This is not as efficient with a dome. So put this right here. So it's still filling up all the light, but you're gonna find that you're probably not gonna get as much of the zoom. It kicks out a little bit more there, but then it starts to throw the light past the reflector completely. Like you're barely touching the lip of this reflector. So this OCF zoom really made for your flat front stuff. If you have the ability, like we're saying, like a B1, make sure I didn't knock that out of place. If you have like a B1, D1, D2, B1X, and you want to use the original Magnum reflector, dome it up. Don't sleep on the dome. Cool, I'm gonna hang this bad boy back up.
Do you want to check comments?
Yeah, let's see what everybody's talking about. I know I've been gabbing for a second. You lock that bad boy back down.
I lost my bot, so I can't.
Oh, you're down on a chat bot? Sweet. What's up, everybody? Let's see. Where do we kick back up? Let's see. Oh, cool. We're audio better. Got it. Try to. You got this. What's up, everybody? My man Will McDougal in the house hooking me up with letting us know our stuff is good. Oh, thanks, Dave. It's really, I think, Dave's saying thanks for the demo of the light sources. I don't think people appreciate how the light gets used inside the reflector. So it really starts to show too when there are certain things the dome helps and doesn't help. And actually, hey, Caitlin, could you pull up, because I forgot about this, on a internet browser. So just launch an internet browser on Facebook. I forgot to check and see who guessed. I forgot to check this morning and see who guessed what photos from last week's live with the beauty dish, and I want to be able to talk about that at the end. So just bring up the Profoto website. But anyway. It's just nice to be able to actually see visually what the difference in using the reflector is and how it's efficient. So, what's up, everybody? What up? What up? Just trying to see if I'm missing any questions. That medium shirt, though, dude, if I could get it tighter, I'd get it tighter. You know what I need? I need a gator clip just to suck this bad boy in. It's my punk rock and roll days, man. I gotta wear my clothes tight. Let's see. Just took the plunge and purchased the B10 Plus Duo with OCF Magnum and Beauty Dish. Can't wait for it to arrive. That's awesome, Steven. So stoked for you. Make sure you check out last week's live where we talk about using the Beauty Dish with the B10, because placement of the Beauty Dish, the OCF Beauty Dish, is critical. So make sure you go and check that out. Let's see. Is the dome for the B1 magnetic? It is not. So if you look at the front of the B1, there are these, I know I'm not really super, oh, you know what, I'm on wheels. I can just do this. Cool, we're gonna go out of focus for a second.
Oh, all right.
You're not gonna be able to see it as well if I kick this on. Oh, now you can see them. So these little clips right here. So you got this metal clip here and this metal clip here. So what you can do if you wanna get that off, I've talked about this before in the past, but what you wanna do, take your finger at the bottom clip, push in, roll your fingers forward, and once it goes past the back clip, it'll rock forward, down and out. Take the plate off, you put the dome right back into those clips. You just do it in reverse. So you go.
Should do that again with the light off, maybe.
Okay, I can do it with the light off. I just wanted people to see the clips. Here, we'll do it with the light off. So if you want to get the glass plate off to put the dome on, you just go here, roll your fingers up, it rocks forward, and then back down. All one movement. But that's how you easily take the plate off of a B1, D1, D2. You may have to, like, if it gets hung up down here, you might have to just like take your fingernail and clip this one off, like push it down a little bit more. But it's pretty easy to do. Sick. Let's see. What's up, everybody? My boy Joel in here. What's up, dude? Same for original zoom reflectors, dome or flat front efficiency. So original zoom, same thing. It does a pretty good job, and we'll do a zoom versus OCF zoom breakdown because I like doing these comparisons. They're really, really cool. And today we're just gonna dive deeper into the Magnums. But yes, in theory.
Does it work with a B10?
Does it work on a B10? The dome does not. So the glass deflector on the front of the B10 is built into the unit. So it doesn't have those spring mounts. It's kind of the difference between it's having the ability to do like the dome attachment and stuff like that is one of the things that make the B1X still very, very special. It's kind of the unibody design can handle some heavier weight, whereas the multi-piece design of the B10, the thing that makes it more slim and compact, can't necessarily handle like a 4x6 softbox. So there are things, and then you also have like sync ports and all kinds of stuff like that you can plug into here. So it gives you some more options as far as like connectivity, and that's one of the things that makes the B series still very, very special. And so yeah, so B and D series for the domes, or I'm sorry, B1 series and D series for the domes. The B10s, like I said, they're just built. Same thing with the B2. I have a B2 that I use all the time, and I can't take the dome off. I put the dome on that thing. So B1, B1X, D1, D2, you can dome it up. Let's see. Can you do it with B2? Oh man, look at that, Carl. I just, hey, by the way, I saw your BTS photo earlier. It looked really, really awesome. I can't wait to see what the actual photo looks like. Sweet. So let's do.
Will says don't pull the pin.
Will always says don't pull the pin. I ignore Will saying don't pull the pin because Will always says don't pull the pin. So you're in complete ignore on that statement, except for today because my wife brought it up. But yeah, so now you know, don't pay attention to Will when he talks about the pin.
Okay.
Sweet. So now that my train of thought is sufficiently derailed,
You gotta take a picture?
we're gonna take a photo now.
Yeah.
So
We gotta tell who won or not. Yeah.
well, it's not really a win thing. I just want to see who could guess it. If Dave B. Show guessed it, ignore his comment completely. I don't even know if he did, but yeah, Dave B. Show is like the light physics master. So yeah, sweet. I lost my train of thought. I'm really trying to bring it back right now. Yeah, so let's just set up and take the photo, and if I think of anything that I'm missing, because I guarantee my brain's on baseball, guarantee that I've missed something. So we're gonna do this. So light setup wise for this shot, really simple. So I wanted to light the hat, Kate, but really it's about lighting the hat. I wanted to light the hat and something that felt really punchy. So nothing better than go Magnum reflector for something really punchy. I shot the shot with the OCF. The main difference between shooting it with this Magnum and the OCF Magnum is because of the size of this light, it in the relationship to this one is smaller. So this is a harder light source. So I wanted the light to be as hard. I wanted to get as sharp as lines as I could. So I went with OCF Magnum. Also, I'm using the flat front, which we know now from looking at the front of the flash, this is more efficient. So we use the B1X. We have it set up. You're gonna see me on the wide shot roll it back, so you'll kind of get a good idea, but I'll tell you distance wise where we're at with it. And then we're using a D2 through this gigantic silk right here, just to give me a big soft light source to knock down the contrast. It's really all we're trying to do is get a nice fill light, a nice punchy front light, and then highlight the hat that is the Atlanta Braves, baby. So let's do it. Kate's gonna come here. Just so you know too, placement wise, she's gonna be right on the background. This is just inverse square law stuff. So the closer the subject is to the background and the further the light is away, the slower this light's gonna fall off. So most of the light that illuminates Kate will also illuminate the background, give me the white background that I want. So, and then we'll have this fill light coming from here. So, ready to go?
Yeah.
Sweet. Let's do it. So B1X, you're gonna see me roll this over here.
You have capture one.
Capture one. I have comments up. Let me grab capture one.
You might have got a couple comments.
Cool. I may have a couple comments in the meantime. So we're probably 15, 16 feet away from you, correct? Mm-hmm. Which works out in meters to, I have zero clue. See about 3 feet, so 3 feet's about a little over a meter. So we're like 5 meters. Yeah, did I do it right? I think we're about 5 meters away. I think that's where we are.
Okay.
I'm terrible at this stuff. So let's kick this modeling lamp on real fast so I can get some, you can kind of see where I'm pointing this bad boy. I've got it set to the maximum efficiency, so it's at that, it's right in front. So you can actually see the hot spot, I think. Does it feel good with me pointing it right at your face?
Yeah, it's like sunshine.
Gotcha.
That's nice.
Cool. And then I'm raising the light up just so you know it's about 9 feet in the air. Mm-hmm. So I want the light to come down pretty hard. That way when Kate kind of drops her eye line down to show the hat, I can get this cool shadow cutting right across here, and then this big fill light should help me keep some of that from going pitch black. So that's the idea behind that. So B1X up there, OCF Magnum reflector, D2 through a gigantic silk, and we're gonna go about a stop difference in between. The light settings, if I remember correctly, let me go just double check, should be about, let me make sure we're still good here. We're at 6.6, so it should be about 7.6 back here. Yep, we are 7.6. Sweet. So, really nice stuff. For everybody who wants to know, you can see, let me go right here so you can see my settings. You can kind of see where I'm set up. F8, 1/60th of a second, 250, or 1 ISO 160, 1/250th of a second. So you see that? We're shooting in the Capture 121. It's the newest, it's the greatest, the fandanglest. Really, really awesome tether software if you're looking at tethering.
And what zoom do you have up there?
A zoom position is just before 4. So
Okay.
because the collar's a little bit shorter on the B1 or on the OCF reflector, it's actually a little bit ahead of the 4 position on the reflector. So it's probably where we would think 3 is. So here we go. I'm gonna shoot a little low on Kate as well. Actually, I can probably go sans tripod. I'm gonna shoot a little low on Kate too, just because I wanna also get some of that some of her face in the shot. There we go. So 3, 2, 1. Oh, hey, I turned my arrow mode off. I'm a genius. So good. Come back to me, Caitlin. 3, 2, 1. So boom, really, really pretty stuff. Look, check this out. You can see, hold on a second, come back here. Capture one. This is what happens when you don't turn your arrow mode on. And this is what happens when you do turn your arrow mode on. Do you have something on your chin, by the way?
Oh, I do. What is that?
What is that? What did you do? That's awesome.
Precious.
Let's do one more sans chin gunk.
Yeah, chin goo.
This is the great thing about live too. You have like this chin goo on your face. You can't edit
Very
this out.
humbling, yeah.
Yeah.
Will be sans chin goo.
Yeah, your chin goos. You're out with the chin goo.
good.
So, April Fools. That was for you, Philip Edsel.
Oh yeah, see that's
Yeah.
why we cut out the first live.
Yeah,
Right?
it was a joke. You guys thought we were going live, and we decided not to. Way less chin goo. Oh, wait a minute. Is the chin goo you? The chin goo looks like it might be on my camera.
Well, now I have to know.
No, it's definitely not you. Oh, you know what? I have a, I know what it is.
Wasn't me at all, guys.
It's not you at all. Reset everything. There we go. Perfect. It wasn't her at all. She doesn't have chin goo. I had a weird layer thing on my, my Capture One. You're good. It's a really, really good shot. Sans chin goo. So,
Oh.
April Fools, you didn't have chin goo. Anyway, so here we go. Let's talk about what it was that we were able to accomplish with the shot. So because the light, once again, is really far away from Kate, once again about 5 meters, 15 feet, we were able to, I should probably turn that off because that's gonna make my face explode with light. There we go, perfect. So because we were able to have the light so far away, one, we were able to get some sharper lines. You can see right here. Let's zoom in. I know Kate's so excited about me zooming in on her face. So you can see that the bill of the hat cast a nice crisp line across her face, which is what I was going for. So the reason, one that we had her look downward. Also, I wanted to feel like she was putting the hat on. And a lot of times at least when I put a hat on, it's kind of like this. So it's got a really good look and feel that way. It feels like there's some motion in the shot, which is nice. What's going on?
It says Kate needs to be wearing a Yankees or a Mets cap.
You
Her outfit. I'm wearing all black.
You are, whoever said that is a disgusting human being, and I would prefer you take back everything that you just said, you jerk. How dare you? Here, all right, fine. We're just gonna zoom in on this so you don't have to worry about any of that other stuff. There we go. But once again, the subject technically of this photo is the hat. So that's why we have it in full light, no shadow on it. The focus point is on the logo itself. So really, really sharp. One of the reasons I wanted to shoot f8 was to keep as much stuff sharp as possible. But really, really cool stuff. And then once again, the fill light did a really great job of keeping the shadow under Kate's face from going pitch black, because I don't want that. Like, I want to still be able to see some information right here, because then, you know, the nice thing is I have that information. If I want to bring the shadows up, I can bring them up. If I decide that I don't want to see her face, I can bring those shadows down. So you have those options there, and you did it with light, which is really, really great. You could put a reflector under there too and got something relatively similar, but I wanted the I wanted it to hit her entire body. So cool. So it's a really, really simple setup. Because the silk that we're shooting through is 6.5 foot by 6.5 foot, we can have it back a little bit more. So it's probably equally the same as far as distance goes, probably about 4 to 5 meters away back. And like I said, 6.5 by 6.5 foot. So it's a really nice size silk. So keeping everything super soft, but a real easy shot to do. Once again, we backed the light up really, really far, so the same light would illuminate Kate and the background, and then we just filled it in with a huge light source. Really, really simple stuff. And that was with the OCF Magnum reflectors. One of the things that I love so much about it. The cool thing is we're shooting at f8, we're shooting, 15, 16 feet away, and apparently I shot that last one at 7.1, whatever. I hit the focus ring all the time, and we're still at a power level of 7.6. So what that means is I still have almost or I have right at 2.5 stops more light output if I need it. So if you're in a position where you're outside and you need to power up some more, the Magnum reflector is going to give you the option to bring that power up some more. That's what makes it such a great modifier. Those extra 2 stops are huge. And so the only thing that you give up going with the Magnum reflector is size. They're, in comparison to both their siblings, the Zoom 2 reflector, the original Magnum reflector is much larger. In relationship to the OCF Zoom, which is the OCF Magnum sibling, once again, it's a lot larger. So you're giving up size, but you're gaining efficiency. You're gaining more output, which, you know, depending on what it is that you're doing, that might be the biggest thing. So if you run into a point in life where you're like, you know what, I don't necessarily need all that output all the time, maybe you can save yourself a little bit of foot space and go with the Zoom, OCF Zoom, as opposed to OCF Magnum. So these are just the things you have to think of in your brain when you're picking out the modifiers that you're looking for. So hopefully that's good information. Let me zoom, hopefully. I always say hopefully it's good information. I think it's solid, but I hope it helps you out a whole bunch. I'm pretty happy with the information I provide for the most part. Let's see. Oh, I'm also loving the fact that I have some other baseball fans down here who are now fighting in the comment section. This is what I live for.
I wish my chat bot was working.
Fire it back up again. See what happens. Is nothing happening at all?
No.
Gotcha. Sweet. Chris is flexing the Magnum skills. You know I am, baby. And yeah, Dave B Show's the man. So if you can learn some stuff from Dave too, you should definitely go check out his Light by B Show. The guys, what's up? True disaster at frying sausages? I don't think that's true. You're probably a fantastic sausage maker and you're just being modest. Give the winner a free account for Light by B Show. Okay, so let's go. So I've got to jump. No, we're not on my computer. So here, you got it up. So he wants to give the winner, the first person who commented the right response on last week, a free Light by B Show. So,
right, so put comments.
So go to comments. Let's see.
Come on now. Come on now.
Of course, everything's there. We go.
It is.
Let's see. Can you guess which one was shot with the Pro head? It looks like Alexander Doden was the very first one to answer it correctly.
Boom.
4 days. Oh wait, no. We have 6 days ago. Keep going. Scroll down.
Oh.
I need to see the very first comment.
Okay.
One more comment. Two. Keep going up. It's difficult.
Okay.
Go one. Keep going. Keep going. Who's the first? Oh. No, it's the first person to say 3. So Franklin Green, you answered number 3 and you got it right on the Pro head, and you don't even know why you got it right. So I think that's hilarious. So but yeah, so we'll be in contact with the person who get that right. That's awesome. Thanks, Dave, for hooking somebody up with a Light by B Show with that. That's super dope. So very, very cool. Look at that, man. We're able to give stuff away on the fly as we're doing things. That's so cool. Yo, everybody. Yo. So this is super fun. Once again, just breaking down Magnum reflectors. We really appreciate you hanging out with us here on opening day of Major League Baseball, talking about Magnum reflectors, celebrating great baseball teams, and a very, very happy baseball season. If you have any other questions, feel free to shoot me. You can DM me a message. You can DM Profoto a message. We'll be more than happy to talk about whatever you want to talk about. If you have any things that you'd like to see us cover on Facebook Live, let us know, and we will do that stuff. So all this stuff just comes from questions that people ask all the time, just breaking down different concepts of things and just having fun with it. So in the meantime, I hope you have an awesome weekend. If your team is playing today, I hope they win, as long as your team isn't the Phillies. And other than that, we'll be super good. So let me make sure I'm not missing anything. Let's see. I'm just gonna check one more thing. Cool. Sweet. I think we're good. Cool. Thank you all so much. Have an awesome rest of your week. We will see you next week where we do something else super awesome. In the meantime, peace out.